Happy Tuesday! I'm Alan.
And I'm Nick.
And welcome into the dungeon.
So we pick up at the Stonehill Inn, where you've just finished speaking with Toblum to establish how far away Batterskull Ranch was.
Yeah, too far away.
Too far away for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you and your companions, the Shrew Shrubbery. Shrew Shrubberies.
Shrew Shrubberies.
They are off to the Dwarven excavation. So what exactly are you guys doing? Are you heading straight there, or are you going off for supplies first, or?
No, I think last episode we had a talk with Toblum, and he gave me some supplies, some sausages and eggs, if I remember correctly. We still have rations, and it's not too far away, I don't think. So if we do need anything, we'll just scavenge on the way. So for now, we're just gonna head off in that direction to the Dwarven excavation without much more hold up.
Very well. So you guys start to make your way towards the southwest of Phandalin, and it's a pretty well traveled path that you're going down there as you leave the town. And about 3 hours pass without much of note along the way as you make your way there.
Good.
No sight of the dragon this time.
Good.
So after about 15 miles to the southwest of Phandalin, you come across the eastern end of a canyon, and you see that the canyon's rocky walls rise to a height of around 80 feet. At the end of the canyon, a 20-foot high wall of black stone, which has a broken gate carved into it, with one stone door hanging precariously by a hinge, and the other door missing. As you slowly approach this, you see that beyond this open gate, in the shadow of a great mountain to the east, lies a ruined settlement, and all is quiet.
Foreboding. I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't look very comforting. I mean, this gate hanging off its hinges seems like someone has forced an entry here.
Well, didn't the quest say this was an excavation?
Yes.
I imagine that these are ruins from long, long ago.
Oh. Yes, you're quite right. I was thinking maybe a band of roving bandits had come here and taken treasures for themselves. But okay, your theory makes more sense, actually. So let's head in. Let's see what we find here. We were supposed to warn our dear dwarf friends that there's a dragon roaming around, and that's all we had to do, really. Quickest and easiest 50 gold pieces we'll ever make.
Sounds good to me. And so you guys are walking towards the gate, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're walking towards the gate, and as you're walking, you see that the canyon floor is strewn with rubble and bereft of vegetation except for the occasional tough, scraggly weeds. And as you get to the door, you can sort of see through and see what remains of a really ruined settlement. This looks like it's been abandoned for centuries.
Okay.
So as you push through what's left of the gates, you see that the rubble that once buried the settlement has been hauled away, leaving the outlines of stone buildings visible as collapsed walls. A stone well on the far side of the ruins is filled with rubble. You can see that the settlement has been thoroughly ransacked, and as you walk through you can see signs of recent campfires, but nothing of value.
Can I do a quick perception check just to see if there is anybody maybe hiding behind some ruins or something from where I am? I don't want to go just from where I am. Can I check to see if I notice anything? Here we go. Natural one.
You have the luck of the...
Yeah, the luck of the halfling. That's better. 10 plus 3, so 13.
13. So you can see that there's about 5 buildings that are, or rather the 5 outlines of what once were buildings You also see, as I mentioned before, signs of recent campfires, and you find, or rather you see, what looks like crushed bones.
Crushed bones.
Crushed bones.
On the campfires?
Just in general, around. The area.
Crushed as in broken into pieces, or like turned into powder, like, you know what I mean?
No, you can see that there's bits of bones. They just appear to have been smashed and crushed by something.
Do I spot any blood or any...
No blood.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone here. Can I see any other way? Like, is this it? Do I see an entrance at the end of where I'm standing, or any caves or any...
Yeah, to be beyond the well, you see that there's a partially collapsed 10-foot high wall which separates this area to another area.
Okay.
You can see that there's an opening in this wall.
I head towards that. We are doing this quietly, by the way, stealthily.
Yeah, you want to roll? Oh, actually, I roll stealthily. Don't
Yeah, you roll stealth. Be gentle, be good to me.
What's your stealth modifier, please?
2.
Okay, so the shrubberies make their way slowly towards this opening, as quietly as they can. And you can see that this 10-foot high wall separates the ruins where you've just come from to a courtyard. And you can see that there's 3 heaps of rubble piled quite high in this area. Hewn from the canyon's back wall, a 30-foot high temple facade features steps rising into a stone platform. And from what you can see, cut into this facade is a 10-foot high open doorway, flanked by crumbling life-size granite statues of cloaked dwarves. And from what you can see on the statues, they look like they've got some evil grins on their weather-worn faces.
This is looking more and more eerie as we continue.
I assume that you're saying this quietly too.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I say we walk up those stairs and investigate down there, but always hugging the sides as much as we can, trying to keep low. It's very suspicious that there's no one here yet.
Very well. So you start making your way towards the stairs. And, sorry, what's your passive perception?
13. No, 12, sorry.
Okay, as you're walking up the stairs, you hear some sort of ruffling and low sort of mumbling coming from behind one of the mountains of rubble.
One of the mountains of rubble which are below me?
Yeah, as you're walking up these stairs, there's these 3 piles of rubble that you would have walked past.
Okay,
and
so behind me.
Yeah, behind you and sort of to the north of the stairs, you can sort of hear like ruffling and rumbling and some sort of almost very quiet chatter.
Okay. Do you hear that, guys?
Yes, I think I can hear just about to make something out. But Fenna looks up as well and says, she sort of nods quietly as she's trying to keep as silent as possible.
Maybe it's the prospectors that we are supposed to be looking for. I don't know. Let's get as close to the mound as we can. Let's see if we can overhear what they're saying. Okay,
so you get close to the pile of rubble where you could hear the noise coming from. And what languages do you speak?
Common, Halfling, and Fey.
So it's not a language that you recognize to the point where you won't know what they're saying. But you will have come across dwarves before, so you do recognize at least that it's 2 creatures speaking in dwarvish.
Okay, so I turn round the rubble slowly.
Okay, so as you're coming round the rubble, you see that there's 2 shield dwarves sat there, sort of eating their rations, completely oblivious to your stealthy arrival.
Shield dwarves?
Yeah.
Dwarves with shields.
It's a race.
Okay, shield dwarves. Excuse me?
No, I do. What? Where did you come from?
Through that hole in the wall.
Through the hole in the wall?
Yes.
What hole in the wall?
Well, the entry, the collapsed entry.
Oh, you seem like brushing the...
Are you by any chance the prospectors of this excavation?
Yes. My name's Dazzling, and this is Norbus.
Well, glad to meet you.
What brings you here?
I just come here to give word that there have been spottings of a white dragon, attacks even of a white dragon. I'm here to warn you, and that's it, really. Do with that what you will.
Dragons? Over here?
Yeah, it's moved into the area.
Oh, you sort of see them turn to each other and discussing in Dwarvish. I look back and like, I don't want to leave yet until we finish what we're doing. But say you three look like you've got some muscle and some power. How about we, seeing that you've come all this way from Phandalin, I guess, how about we cut you a little deal? We've sort of had to stop our work because this orange goopy creature has interrupted our work.
Here we go, with goopy creatures and weird happenings. Okay.
So brilliant, so you've got experience in this?
Yes, it's not some
You can help
experience.
us.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd be so kind to, sort of walk in there and clear whatever nasties.
Nasties, you said
hide in
one,
there.
you said a creature.
Well, I've seen one of those, but, where there's one there, there's surely more. I can offer you these stones of sending. They might be of some use to you if you'd clear out the temple for us.
Stones of sending.
Aye.
What are they used for? Do they send things?
Well, you can send messages
Really?
from one colleague to another.
Oh, yes, that would probably come in handy. Okay, so once I clear this, you've been warned that there is a dragon, and that's it.
Very well. If there's any treasure you find in there, you can keep it. And if we find anything of value, we're happy to share, as long as you clear it out so that we can carry on our work.
Okay, wait here. It'll only be 10 minutes.
Aye. Well, as you, one thing perhaps that I should tell you as you go in, it's an old temple, and as you go in on your right-hand side, we found what appears to be was a hidden door. We've managed to unlock it. It sort of slides from behind the wall, just in case you want to, I don't know, maybe you find other walls and other one of these nasties hiding behind it.
Okay, thanks for the warning. Maybe find some better cover, and maybe stay a bit more alert.
Ah, yes, I'll get Norbus to watch the entrance, and I'll watch this one here.
Watch the skies too, remember? A dragon.
Phew, yeah, and he hands you the stones of sending.
Nice. I give one to Fenna. Here, Fenna, you hold on to this one, and I'll hold on to this one. We can keep in communication in case we get split up in there or anything.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yep, let's go. And I walk up the stairs back into the temple, or back into the direction of the temple.
Okay. As you come in, you note that the temple is smoothly hewn from solid rock, and that the ceilings are about 10 foot high and completely flat. The doors that you see as you come in to this first area, you see that they are also made of carved stone and have stone pins for hinges. And as you come in through that opening sort of hallway, you see that to the right hand side as you're coming in, this door that's the dwarves had told you about, that they had discovered, which appeared to have been hidden into the wall itself.
The stonework here is impeccable. It's really something to behold. Very nice indeed. Very nice. But anyway, enough tourism. What say we head onto the secret door our friends outside warned us about? Let's see what's in there. All this again stealthing.
Yeah, let's roll for stealth again. And sorry, just before I do, that hallway that I've just described that you're in, it's about 15 foot long, 10 foot wide. To the right is this secret door that the Dwarven Prospectors had found.
Yeah.
And directly opposite that, there's a room that you wouldn't be able to get into. It's completely filled with rubble.
Right.
And straight ahead you can see that it opens up into a wider room.
Okay, so I'm checking that side room first, the secret.
The secret passage.
Just want to see if it's a passage or it's a isolated room.
Yeah, so you start to quietly and stealthily walk very carefully into this, or rather through this door, and you see that it's a 5-foot corridor which sort of moves forward for about 15 feet before it breaks at a 45-degree angle for another 20 feet or so. And from where you're standing at the moment, you can see that it banks to a sharp left from there.
45-degree angle upwards?
To the left.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, this is all level.
Okay. I'm going to carry on this path for now.
Okay. So you sort of bank, or rather turn on that left, and you see that the corridor carries on for about another 25 feet or so, and there's a door at the end of the corridor, and about 10 foot down as you're quietly walking in, you see that there's a door to your immediate left as well.
Can I check the floor if I see any signs of... Because the guy said it was a yellow sort of oozy thing that I was looking for.
Yeah.
And check if there's any traces of ooziness or yellowness on the floor.
Yeah.
That's 4.
4. Okay, so as you're walking around and you're keeping an eye out for this yellowish orangish goop that the Dwarven Prospectors told you about, you don't seem to see any in this corridor. In fact, it looks as if this corridor hasn't been traversed in centuries.
Okay, I'm heading towards that door on the left. You said there was a door on the left?
Yeah.
I want to investigate it as well. I want to check for traps. Because seeing as this is a secret passage, it might be that it's trapped. They don't want people getting in.
Okay, so roll for investigation.
That's a 3. Yeah. Nice poor rolls.
So yeah, as far as you can tell, the door doesn't appear to have any sort of traps or mechanisms on it.
I'm going to try and slowly open it up.
Okay, so you push into it and the stone door gives way. It's actually taken you and Fabian to push it, as it doesn't appear to have been opened in a long time. It's quite heavy for a halfling. And it appears to just go into a corridor that's 10 feet further along and a dead end.
Is it pitch black?
Actually, that's a good question. Do you have dark vision?
It appears I don't have dark vision.
Okay, so the only person with dark vision in the party will have been Fenna.
She could lead then.
So yeah, we'll say that she's been leading the party down this ever increasingly dark corridor, to the point where when you've got to that sharp left, you will have had to have lit a torch for you and Fabian to get any sense of your surroundings. Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you light one of your torches, and as I said, you sort of pushed through this stone door, and it appears to only go 10 feet into a corridor and end.
I want to investigate that corridor slowly.
Yeah, so are you looking for anything in particular?
Again, maybe another sliding door on the wall.
Yeah. Okay, roll with advantage, because you've already seen one of these doors, so you know what you're looking for.
Good, because I rolled an 18 and a 2, so 18.
18, so yeah. As you're searching through this very small, cramped corridor between the three of you, you don't see any of these of this goop or slime or whatever it was that the prospectors had described to you. But as you're searching and you're looking for a type of door like you've gone through now to enter this corridor, immediately opposite the door you've just come in, you do feel that door, that wall will give way as a door similar to the one you've just walked through.
Okay, so I push it or slide it as I would have the other one.
The stone wall slides to the side, and you see a almost rectangular room with an alcove to your right as you're looking in through this door, and you see a number of stone pillars, 4 from what you can see, and to the alcove on the right you see that there's an altar at the far end of that room there.
This doesn't look creepy at all. I don't trust pillars. I don't trust altars. I don't trust anything in this room. I don't see any more doors connected to this room.
From where you're standing at the moment, no, it just appears to be a large rectangular-ish room with an altar to the far right.
Okay, so I head towards the altar. I want to check the altar out.
Okay, so as you get to the altar and you're sort of looking around, I'm guessing with your torch and with Fabian and Fenna, you note that the altar is bloodstained.
Can I touch it? Does it seem dry or does it seem recent?
It looks dry.
Oh.
It looks like it's been there a long time.
There's blood here, guys, but it's dry. It might have been here a long time, thankfully. But still, this room doesn't sit well with me. It's best if we move on.
And just as you're saying that to Shrew's Shrubberies, you feel the cold sliminess of something dripping onto the back of your neck.
Fabian,
I'm gonna need you to roll for initiative.
now is not the time. 7.
7. And can you roll for Fenna and for Fabian as well, please?
For Fenna, that's 3.
Yep.
For Fabian, I'm going to use another dice. For Fabian, that's 4.
4. Okay, so
4 rolls. Here we go.
So the initiative order for this battle is the Ochre Jelly will go first, then Shrew, Fabian, and then Fenna.
Very
so
well.
as you feel this sort of drip on the back of your neck, you suddenly feel a thump as this ooze-ish, jelly-ish creature drops behind you, and he's gonna roll to attack.
Wow.
Yeah, that hits. 17 plus 4, I'm gonna say that hits you.
That most definitely does hit. It almost hits twice.
So as it falls behind you, and you just feel as this force hits into your back, and you take 10 bludgeoning damage as it smashes into the back of you, and a further 1 damage as you feel a burn down the back of your neck.
Burning. You're burning me. Okay. Is it my turn yet?
Yep. It's over to Shrew.
Over to Shrew.
How's Shrew doing?
Shrew is not doing very well. I have a considerable amount of damage on me. You can see me, like, my neck is starting to bubble, from the... Because you said it was a burning sensation, was it?
Yeah, acidic damage.
Yeah, and I'm all bludgeoned and my face is all bashed in. Yeah, I'm not doing good. 13 hit points. Alright, so I was gonna do a spell because I have second level spells now, but I don't think I'll survive long enough if I use a spell now, so I'm gonna use a bonus action to turn into a brown bear.
Very nice. So this tiny halfling suddenly turns into a large brown bear.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the multi-attack from the bear, so that's a bite and a claw attack.
And just to say, as you do that, your torch drops and illuminates the area you're in.
Very good. Much needed. My first bite attack. 10.
That hits.
6 damage.
And, sorry, what kind of damage is that?
That would be piercing damage.
Piercing. And this was your bite, yes?
Yeah, my bite.
Shrew in bear form sort of bites in, gets a mouthful of this ochre jelly, and you see the beast recoil a bit as it, in acknowledgement of the pain.
I caused it pain. So now I'm going to go for my claw attack. That's 18.
That hits. And sorry, what damage is that?
The type is slashing damage.
Okay.
That's 14 damage.
Shrew slashes into it. It doesn't appear to recoil, but instead it sort of oozes and drips and morphs, and you see that it splits into...
Oh no, what have I done?
2 beasties.
What have I done? Okay, let's not do that again. I'm gonna use my movement to get away back down into the room close to where the pillars are, as far as I can get away from that altar there.
So they're both get an attack of opportunity on you as you try to move away. The original jelly, natural 1.
Yes.
So you just see this goops. It appears to be stunned that it's been split in 2. So sort of half swiping at you, but looking at its clone there beside it with. And the second one would be 16 plus. It hits?
Yeah.
So the second jelly, having just formed itself and eager to enter the fray, deals you for 9 damage. 9 bludgeoning damage.
9 bludgeoning damage.
And a further 3 acidic damage as you feel the burn on the back of your fur as you move away. Very well, so Shrew has moved in bear form, flinching as he runs from the damage that the newfound second jelly has dealt on him. It's Fabian's turn.
Would Fabian be aware that Perhaps the slashing damage or the damage of a slash, or bear slash, made the ochre jelly split in 2?
Well, as far as you're aware, this would have been the first time that Fabian will have encountered such a beast, having usually stood guard at construction sites, and the action was so fast. It was sort of a bite followed by 2 slashes, that whereas Shrew may now be aware that, hang on a minute, when I bit him nothing happened, and when I've slashed him something strange has happened. And from Fabian's point of view, in the chaos that has just ensued, this blob thing has just fallen behind you, attacked you, he's just turned around, and where there was one beast initially, he's seen you attack it, and now there's 2, so...
Okay, so he's gonna use his longsword to make an attack of a natural 1.
So as he's totally bewildered at this moment, he sort of swings, the torch has fallen, it's, bits of the jelly are splashing around, has been moving, and he sort of swings and scrapes the side of the room's walls as he misses.
Okay, damn.
Over to Fenna.
Right, Fenna's gonna cast Shield of Faith, I believe it's called, on herself.
Okay, so a shimmering field appears around her, and she gains a +2 bonus to AC, and it's concentration, so she'll have to hold her concentration while she's casting that spell.
Yeah.
Is Fenna doing anything else, or is she staying put
She's gonna have to stay there for now.
Very well. So the second, the newer of the 2 jellies, is going to take a swing at Fabian, and that's safe to say it misses.
He missed, yes.
So equally shocked as the sword scrapes round the back of the wall beside him, he tries to return the swing and misses. And the first of the ochre jellies, the original, is going to take a swipe at Fenna, and that's a nat 20. Oh dear. Oof.
That's doubled, right?
So yeah, that's 9, that's 8. So 9 plus 2 is 11, that's 22. 22 bludgeoning damage as it thumps its way into Fenna, and then an additional 6 acidic damage as she feels the burning sensation of the acid. So poor Fenna takes a whopping total of 28 hit points between bludgeoning damage and acidic damage as she gets caught off guard.
Yeah, she's down. She's gone. Poor Fenna.
So poor Fenna's down.
This is not going well. All right. Let's...
Top of the round to Shrew.
I may regret this, but I'm going to drop Bear Form as a bonus action.
Okay.
I believe it was. And I'm going to cast a 2nd level spell called Moonbeam on the yellow ochre. A silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius. It's 120 feet, so I reach.
Yeah.
Until the spell ends, dim light fills the cylinder. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in a ghostly flame that causes searing pain, and it must make a constitution saving throw. It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
5.
Alright, so it takes 2d10...
Payback time.
Yeah, radiant damage. This is for Fenna. Oh my. 5 total.
Total 5 damage.
Yeah, that's not very good rolling.
So yeah, you see the ochre lit up in this moonbeam-like light, and it sort of flinches as it takes some damage.
Some damage. All right.
I'll allow you to shout something if you want to give a heads up to Fabian of your suspicions.
Fabian, I think if you slash it, it will multiply.
He sort of looks back with his sword and shield, bewildered as he turns back to face his enemies, concerned as well at Fenna having gone down. Does Shrew want to move? Or?
Yeah. I want to move. Actually, no, I'm just going to stay there.
Okay, so it's over to Fabian Picard.
Fabian has heard Shrew's warning, and I imagine he's not carrying the potions, only I am. So there's not much he can do. He's going to have to use his action to disengage and move back to where I am.
So he's moving back towards the original entrance that you would have seen as you came into the temple.
Yeah.
There, behind the door? Or behind a pillar taking partial cover?
Yeah, probably behind the pillar.
Yeah, he gets it with plenty of movement.
Yeah, so he hides behind the pillar.
Poor Fenna is there.
Abandoned for now. Let's see if we can save her. Yeah, that's going to be his turn pretty much. He took his action. Yeah, that's going to be his turn.
So it's over to Fenna, and she's going to have to roll a death saving throw.
Oh no, here we go. 12, yes, she makes 1.
So she makes 1. So the first of the ochre jellies is going to start making its way back towards the far side of the room, which is where Shrew and Fabian have moved towards. So you see them sort of slop and slosh and bounce their way only 10 feet from closer towards you.
At least they're slow.
And the second one you see starts to climb up.
What?
And he's made his way up to the ceiling, which is also 10 feet
Oh no.
above. Over to Shrew.
Shrew is gonna turn back into the brown bear, and now I am going to move my moonbeam over onto the yellow ochre again. I think I have to wait till the yellow ochre actually starts its turn, technically.
Yeah, that's correct. So at the start of its next turn, it will take the
damage.
The damage.
So that's my turn. That's all I'm doing for now.
And now it's over to Fabian.
Fabian. So Fabian is gonna drop his sword and take out his bow, if I'm allowed to do that.
Yep.
And fire.
So you hear the clang of his sword and shield drop to the floor as he takes his bow and draws an arrow.
With his long bow, 5 plus 3, that's 8.
Hits.
Wow.
You see him sort of jump out from behind the pillar, unleash an arrow, and it sinks its way into the ochre.
So he does a total of 3 damage. Oh, not very good. But it's something.
Again, the ochre jelly recoils in pain as it looks confused by the light that's shining down on it and the arrow that's just pierced into its body. Is Fabian doing anything else on this turn?
Fabian is just going to stay there.
Over to Fenna.
Another death saving throw. Oh, 7. Oh,
7.
Oh no. Oh no.
So she's on 1.
Oh no.
Poor Fenna. And it's over to the ochres. So the first of the ochres, the original one, he's currently under the moonbeam, so he's going to have to roll a Constitution saving throw, which he rolls an 8 plus 2, 10.
Okay, so he doesn't make it.
He takes a full impact.
Full 2d10s. That's better. That's a total of 11 points of damage.
So as the ochre tries to move, you just see this explosion as bits of orangey yellow goop splatter all over the floor. He's down.
Good.
And the second ochre, you sort of see this blob trudging along the ceiling.
Okay.
He moves towards the northern wall of the alcove where the altar is.
Moving towards Fabian.
Slightly towards Fabian, but not quite in his exact direction.
So it's our turn now?
Yeah, over to Shrew.
So Shrew is going to make his way to Fenna. I'm going to use a bonus action to drop my bear form.
Very well.
And with an action, I'm going to feed Fenna a potion of healing.
Very good.
So 2d4 plus 2. That's 2 and a 3, so 5 hit points, 7 hit points total for Fenna.
So as you pour the potion into Fenna's bludgeoned face, she takes a gasp and opens her eyes.
Fenna, I'm glad you're okay.
What happened? And that's about as much as you can get.
6 seconds.
the impending doom.
Alright.
Is Shrew taking any more of his movement, or?
He's gonna take a step forward, 5 feet forward in front of Fenna.
So you're practically on top of what's left of the altar. It's Fabian's turn.
Fabian is gonna, from where he is, try and shoot at the remaining ochre.
Okay, so he's pointing up towards the ceiling in the background.
That's 6 plus 3, so 9.
That hits.
Good. And rolls a 6 and 1, which is 7. 7 damage to the ochre.
So yeah, you hear as the arrow flies across the room and sinks itself into the ochre, which is above you on the ceiling. And over to Fenna.
Fenna is going to cast Cure Wounds on Shrew.
So that spell means that a creature that you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier, which is 2.
So that's 6 plus 2, 8.
So Shrew regains 8 points as he feels the magic start to heal him. Is she using any of her remaining movements?
Yes, she will use her movement to get as far away from the ochre as she can, but not through the moonbeam I have there. She's going to move back behind one of those pillars. In the room, in the middle of the room. She wants to hide behind a pillar.
Makes sense.
That's it. That's her turn there.
So it's over to the ooze, and the ooze, you see it sort of slip and slide its way across the ceiling and sort of disappear.
Oh no!
Behind the wall behind the far wall that he was climbing up.
Oh no! Oh no! We haven't finished the quest. Are we out of turn? Are we out of order? Or does the initiative continue?
I'll say initiative continues for now.
Initiative continues. Whose turn is it?
It would be back to Shrew.
I'm going to move to where Fenna is.
Okay, so you're going back towards the pillar.
Yeah.
Which is where you would have entered the room for the secret door.
I'm going to stay there. And with my action, I'm going to move my Moonbeam spell. And I'm going to move it to the last place where I saw the ochre disappear.
Okay, so you're moving it 15 feet directly towards the far end of the room.
Yeah.
Very well. It's over to Fabian.
Fabian is going to hold his turn. If he sees the ochre appear anywhere, if he actually spots it, he's going to fire his readied bow, his readied arrow.
Very well. And what's Fenna doing?
Fenna, right now, is going to cast another spell, Cure Wounds, but this time on herself.
Okay.
So 8 plus 2.
So 10. That's 10, yeah.
10. Simple maths.
Simple maths. Yeah, so Fenna's almost back to full health.
Good.
Okay, so it's over to the ochre that you can't see. Bearing in mind as well that the torch that you dropped was round the altar, and the ochre sort of left just outside the alcove, so it's getting into the area where you've moved the moonbeam now, which gives off some light.
Yeah.
Would have been in almost pitch black as he was going away.
Yeah, but now it's sort of lit by the moonbeam, yeah.
So it's back to Shrew.
I'm just going to hold my turn right now, and...
What action is it that you're holding?
Nothing. no action whatsoever. I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to stay there. Actually, I'm going to move away from the wall. I'm going to go to the other side of Fenna.
So you're going to go directly beside her or behind her?
Directly beside her, but away from the wall.
As it stands at the moment, you're directly behind one of those 4 pillars.
Yeah.
Facing away from where the ochre jelly disappeared from.
Well, I want to be facing where I last saw the ochre jelly in case he appears there again.
Sorry, I meant the pillar was the one directly opposite the...
Yeah, okay.
Over to Fabian.
Again, still holding his turn there. Readied arrow. Hoping to get a glimpse of that ochre and let loose.
And what about Fenna?
She's just going to move now to the other side of where Shrew is.
So hiding behind the pillar as well.
Hiding behind the pillar away from the wall.
As Fenna and Shrew are hiding behind the pillar, to Fabian's immediate left, he suddenly feels the presence of this ochre jelly sort of slipping out of the wall immediately at 5 feet from him.
Okay, he can still fire. It would be with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, yeah.
Clever little ochre. 10.
It hits.
So he lets go of the arrow he had readied. Does 4 damage.
Okay, so yeah, as this ooze sort of appears from the cracks in what appears to be the wall, Fabian turns, sees the ochre, and releases it at close range, impaling it with the arrow.
Nice.
And so the ochre is going to take a swipe now at Fabian, which is 17 to hit, which I believe would have hit anyway, but he's dropped his shield, so it'll be 2 AC less.
Yeah, then 14.
So he hits as he bludgeons Fabian for 11 damage and a further 3 acidic damage as it burns into him. So following that brutal attack, enraged from the arrow piercing into him at short distance, Fabian's looking rather worse for wear.
Right. Okay.
And it's top of the round over to Shrew.
So again, I want to move my moonbeam to where that ochre is now. And that's about it. That's what I'm going to do as my action.
Okay.
Actually going to get closer to Fabian. As close as I can. As far away from the ochre, but as close as to Fabian I can be.
Okay. And speaking of Fabian, it's over to him.
Fabian is going to disengage, taking his action. And he's going to move behind me. Behind Shrew.
And what's Fenna doing?
Fenna is walking up to Fabian as well.
So Fenna's come up behind Fabian.
And she's going to cast Sacred Flame. It's 1d8 radiant damage. You have to do a dexterity saving throw. Or not you, the ochre.
The ochre, very well. So 8, he fails.
He fails, so it's 1d8 that he takes. So, 1. I thought it was 7 for a second. 1
Got
damage.
excited there.
Yeah, 1 damage. It's something.
Very well. And so it's the ochre, as he's going to try to move, but because he's starting his turn inside the moonbeam, he has to roll a Constitution saving throw.
That's right.
And he rolls a 19 plus 2, 21.
Yeah, he saves, but he takes half damage. That's 10 and 1, 11.
So he takes 5 damage.
Not too bad.
So yeah, he recoils as he moves through, and he's within striking range of Shrew, as he's going to attempt to bludgeon Shrew again, having tasted his flesh once before. 13 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
So that's 10 bludgeoning damage as he swipes, having just come round to the pillar that you were hiding behind.
Okay.
So that's 8 bludgeoning damage and a further 4 acidic damage as you feel that burning sensation again on your skin. And it's over to Shrew.
To Shrew, which is now in a predicament. As my action, I'm going to disengage. And I'm going to get out of there as far back as I can.
In which direction? Are you going towards the altar, or are you going back towards the
Back
secret
towards
entrance?
where I came from, the secret entrance, as far as I can.
So pretty much back to where you were behind the pillar.
Yeah.
Behind the original pillar you came from, sorry.
Yeah.
Just to clarify for our listeners.
And I'm going to stay there for now.
And what is Fabian doing?
Fabian is going to fire his arrow.
Very good.
18.
18 definitely hits.
3 damage.
So again, as you sort of duck and weave your way out towards the back of this large room, Fabian uses that as an opportunity to unleash an arrow, which again sinks itself into the ochre jelly.
All right.
Over to Fenna.
Sorry, Fabian is going to head to where I am, where Shrew is.
So he's going to go
On
behind
the,
Shrew? Or
yeah, to his left.
to Shrew's left.
On Shrew's left side.
So
yeah.
sort of protecting Shrew.
That's right. He knows what's best. And then Fenna is going to again cast Sacred Flame, which is a cantrip.
And that's a dex saving throw, which he fails spectacularly.
Nice. And this time she actually rolls the 7.
So how does Fenna want to lay the smack down?
How does Fenna want to lay the smack down? So, in a sort of fit of rage after being downed by such a slimy and unassuming creature, she invokes all the power, all the energy she can from her arms and from her hands and wields her magic and just lets the sacred flame upon the ochre.
And she's sort of screaming as she's doing this.
Yeah, like in rage.
As the ochre explodes all over the room.
Well, that can't even speak right now. That was a walk in the park. Fenna, are you okay?
Fenna's shaking from having cast that spell and seeing... I mean, she's close enough to have been in the radius of the explosion, so as she sort of turns to you, shaking, you see that she's covered in this orange goop.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are okay. I think we should just... I don't know. Should we just leave at this point? There could be things we could find in here, but I don't trust there might be more ochres. More of these creatures in the adjacent rooms.
That could be. That one that just exploded. sort of disappeared into that wall, so there could be more of these hidden doors.
I say, let's make a quick search of this room and get out of here.
Very well. So you're going to investigate for
For
hidden
anything.
doors and for anything else that you can find.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll me a investigation, just a general one for now. 'Cause as you're searching the room, and then we'll do one with advantage for the hidden doors because you're quite familiar with them now.
Do I get advantage because all three of us are investigating, or am I pushing it?
We can do one general roll with advantage then, and that will determine the doors and anything else you find.
16.
Okay, so as you're searching through the room together, each of you finds a very similar wall that looks like the previous two you've come across, which give away, or rather you would think would give away when you apply the right pressure to them, as the door you came in from. And on the pillar to the left of the altar, you also find a recess there that if you get your hand in, you feel almost as if it would give way.
I look at Fenna. How is she looking?
Fenna's looking healthy, but she still looks rather shaken as she is searching this room.
And I'm not feeling great. And Fabian isn't looking very, very good either, is he?
Yeah, Fabian's down to half of his
vitality. I don't know, guys. There's a few things undiscovered here, but maybe a case of curiosity killing the cat. We've danced with death today. Fenna almost got killed. Oh, we all almost got killed at one point. And I don't know if it's a good idea to keep on going and pushing deeper and deeper in these godforsaken ruins.
Yeah, we've got no idea how far these go.
I so want to press that button on the pillar, and it's killing me. So will we get out now, or I'm just going to press it?
What button?
Yes. Oh, I didn't tell you. Sorry. There's a button on this pillar, like a recess.
Is there any way we can see what it does?
Well, we can press it. That's about it. But what if it's a trap?
How about we check for traps? Perhaps we can use your knife to... I can put my shield in front and...
I don't know. Screw it. Let's do it.
So you're going to search for...
I'm going to search what I get, if I can do an investigation or something to try and determine what it would be. Or search for traps, or to see if it's dangerous or looks dangerous.
Yeah, roll investigation.
16,
yeah. So as you're carefully looking around, you don't see any tripwires or any sort of mechanisms linked towards it that would suggest that it's booby-trapped.
I'm gonna press it, guys.
You push it in, and the door sort of gives way into a cavity that you see. Suddenly all these skulls rolling and tumbling out towards you.
What's this?
And Fabian sort of, what on earth is this? And Fen is just even more shocked now. She's practically speechless.
We shouldn't be pressing odd buttons.
And as the last of the sort of skulls roll out from this pillar, you catch a glimpse of something shiny and colourful. You see various colours there. As you see a box that has sort of fallen unopened, and you can see these colours coming from within it.
Ooh, that's a pretty box. Well, I'm gonna go check it out.
So you touch the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pick up this coffer. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned it's like a stone box,
all right,
being in a dwarven ruin, and you see that there's 15 assorted gemstones inside it.
Wow, look at this.
Wow, I've never seen so many gems together.
You know how you think they could fetch a fair price?
Sure they could. The right seller. Right buyer, sorry, even.
We might be able to retire already without even having to kill a dragon.
Why were you again here? Was it gold or?
No, but I've almost seen death fighting a jelly. How do you suppose I kill a white dragon?
Well, hopefully those items we got from Knowing God will help.
And maybe these gems could fetch us a good price, and we could buy ourselves some dragon-slaying weapons and dragon-protecting armor.
Quite possibly.
Well, I think I've had enough excitement for a day. If you guys don't mind, I want to leave this place now.
What are we going to tell the dwarves outside?
About what?
About the jellies?
Oh.
Are we going to tell them that they're all gone, or...?
Well, the ones we've seen have gone. Do you see any more, Fenna?
No, but will we tell them of these other doors we found?
Dwarves?
Doors.
Oh, doors. Do you suggest we go exploring?
I don't know. I'm rather shaken. I'm following you in this. You are Shrew of Shrubberies, after all.
Oh, yes. What a grand name. I have assigned our party, yes. You press me, Fenna. You're right, perhaps. We would do wrong in making the dwarves outside believe that everything is safe in here without first checking every nook and cranny. Perhaps we should slowly, quietly, at least check the other rooms. This time, let's keep our eyes peeled. Let's look at ceilings, let's look at walls, let's look everywhere.
So we're going to explore then?
Yes, Fenna. Fortunately, we are going to explore.
I wasn't pushing you to explore. I just meant, were we going to tell the dwarves about these other doors that you found?
Well, I felt pushed, and now I feel obliged, because we came here to help the dwarves. We came here to defeat every ochre, or every jelly, or whatever these things are, and I feel we cannot leave now until we are sure they're all gone. We know how to fight these now. We should be fine.
Yeah, I suppose if we keep our distance.
Yes. Do you have any more juicing you? Any more spells?
I have a little magic left, but I'll probably be wise to rest before we head back to Phandalin. If we were to be attacked on the way, or God forbid that dragon came again, I'd be done for.
Yes.
I feel weak.
Well, I really need healing, so what if you heal me now and we carry on exploring? I don't want to go in there feeling quite as weary as I do.
Very well, it'll take the last of my magic. She casts Cure Wounds on you.
I can't roll to literally save Shrew's life. 2, 3, 4, so 2 plus 2, that's 4. Okay, it's something. So those secret doors that we found as we investigated the room, we want to start slowly, quietly as we can, opening them up. We are going meticulously slow this time, and we want to be looking up. We want to be looking like I'm assigned the roof, Fabian is assigned straightforward, and Fenna is assigned walls. And that's how we're looking everywhere.
So roll an investigation for each of the 3.
As we move.
As we're moving, yeah.
So mine is a 3.
And you're looking at the ceilings?
I was looking at the ceilings, yeah, so yeah, great. Fenna's is a 4, nice.
And she's looking at the walls?
We're going in blind, and Fabian is a 13.
Okay, so who's carrying the torch? You or Fabian?
I'll give the torch to Fabian.
Okay, so he's got his shield on his back. He's got his sword.
No. I'll carry. I'll carry the torch. Fabian can go in front with his shield in hand.
With his shield or with his bow?
Shield, for now.
So he's with his shield and sword. And your marching order, who's
Fabian in front, Fenna in the middle. I'll be in the back.
Okay. And just to clarify, the 3 secret doors you found were one either side of the alcove with the altar in it, and one directly opposite the secret door you entered this hall through. So in which order, which door rather, are you going to be exploring?
As I look at the altar, the one on the right of the alcove.
So as you open this door carefully and you're looking around, you see that there's a pile of rubble at the end of this hall, which kind of blocks the way.
We'll walk up to the rubble, see if we can get past it.
Yeah, you can sort of climb and rubble away. There's enough headroom for you to sort of squat down a bit and get through to the other side. Are you carrying on?
Yeah, we'll carry on.
And you sort of see that there's more rubble, and just as you are clambering over it...
Don't tell me.
Fabian's foot sort of feels a squelch
Oh, damn it.
as
Another of
that's
these
familiar. That familiar sound,
buggers. Another of these bubbles.
and he's directly on it.
Directly on the thingy. We didn't notice it. Damn it.
Yeah, three on floors.
Yeah. We were going in blind. Oh no! Fabian!
So roll for initiative, please.
Shrew first. 10 plus 2, 12. Fenna, 17. And Fabian, a total of 4.
That's 20. What a place to waste a natural 20.
Thank you, dice gods.
Okay, so initiative order is this new Ochre first, followed by Fenna, Shrew, and Fabian. And just as Fabian's foot squelches onto it, he's going to try and attack. And that is a 10 plus 4, 14.
He has his shield on.
Yeah.
So it's a total of 16 that you need to roll. So misses.
So he sort of tries to take a hit at Fabian and misses as he, just as quickly as he put his foot down, realizes what's going on and takes his foot off again.
Good.
And you see this ooze, or rather he sees this ooze dripping and morphing into the gaps that are in the rubble, sorry. So yeah, it's over to Fenna, who's just heard Fabian sort of shout, "It's another one of these things!"
Does she see it?
It's sort of, yes, you can sort of see the trails of it, and she can see through the rubble bits of the ochre.
She can attack it then.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna use her Sacred Flame again.
So that's a
Dexterity saving throw.
dex saving throw. 8.
8 doesn't make it. It's a 1d8. So 8 this time.
8 damage.
8 damage.
And over to Shrew.
Shrew is going to... Where is he exactly? Is he 5 feet away from me, from Shrew? And in between me...
He's 10 foot away. Yeah, he's about 10, 15 feet away from you.
And 5 feet away still from Fabian.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Moonbeam again. And I'm just going to leave it there.
So directly in front of Fabian.
Directly in front of Fabian.
Okay, this is a 5-foot tunnel, so you're basically, the three of you are basically
One behind the other.
one behind the other in this tunnel.
Yeah.
Fabian's turn.
Fabian is going to use Second Wind.
So second wind means that he can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus his level, which at present is level 3.
So that's 6 hit points in total that he regains. And as his action, he's just going to try and attack it with disadvantage.
Okay.
Using his bow, but he's got to drop the shield.
And sword.
And so the first... not great. 8.
Hits.
Yes. 1d8. Not bad. 6 plus 2... Sorry, plus 1. 7 damage.
So yeah, the arrow again. Fabian's on fire today. No pun intended. As the arrow sinks into the ochre jelly again. And it's over to the ochre jelly, who starts his turn
on my moonbeam.
On the moonbeam, and he has to take a constitution saving throw. Which I think is safe to say he passes. 17 plus 2.
Come on, yeah. Passes, but still takes half damage, which is a total of 9 damage. So 4 damage.
So yeah, it feels the burn of the moon ray. But undeterred by it, he lunges towards Fabian again. 9, which misses.
9 misses. Even though he's dropped his shield, it still misses. Good.
So over to Fenna.
Fenna again, Sacred Flame.
Which was a dexterity saving throw.
That's right.
13. So it just saves on Fenna's Sacred Flame.
Damn it.
And it's over to Shrew.
He didn't move on his last turn, did he?
No.
He's still in the same place, so I'm just going to leave my moonbeam there. And that's all I'm going to do.
Very good. And what is Fabian doing?
Fabian, again, at a disadvantage. He's going to try and hit him with an arrow. So 10 plus 3, 13.
That hits.
6 plus 1, 7. 7 damage.
So again, another arrow at close range thumps its way into the ochre, who again, undeterred by the arrows, lunges again at Fabian and has to make a saving throw on Shrew's moonbeam.
fail it.
So 13 plus 2, 15.
Yeah. Saves, but still takes half damage. That's a good roll. 7 plus 6.
13.
13, halved.
6.
6 damage, not bad.
So he's again lunging directly at the foe directly in front of him, which is Fabian. And that's a natural 1.
Yes. He misses.
Misses completely, and as he sort of lunges towards, bits of him sort of like fall off and then regroup into the blob in front of him. Over to Fenna.
Again, Sacred Flame. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat tactic, but it seems to be working.
18, yeah, that he saves it.
It saves it, doesn't do anything.
No damage there. Over to
Shrew. Still, the blob didn't move, so
yeah, he's holding.
He's just he's not doing anything else for now. Just seeing what happens. So Fabian's turn again. Disadvantage, trying to fire that arrow. That so far has worked well for him, except for now, which is a natural 1. So he misses as well.
Slightly blinded by the moonbeam and the sort of collapse of the oak, and then rejoining, confused by what's happening, unleashes the arrow, which smacks into the wall behind him. And again, the ochre, starting in the moonbeam, has to take a Constitution saving throw, which he fails this time.
Nice. So it's a full damage. Let's see if we can roll a good roll. Yeah, not bad. 11 damage.
So yeah, bits of it again sort of sloshing off, and as it's trying to reform, it seems to have recoiled with that last hit.
He seems hurt, does he?
And he's going to lunge again at Fabian. 11 to hit.
Misses.
So he misses again.
Yes.
And this time he meshes into the rubble.
Damn.
I'll say that Fabian gets an attack of opportunity on him.
No. Well, yeah, with a bow and arrow. He's going to try and hit it at disadvantage again. No. 3 plus 2, 5.
No, so he misses.
Actually 6, if it makes a difference.
Still misses. So it's under the rubble at the moment.
So he can't be hit.
He's got full cover at the moment. It's top of the round. Fenna.
So Fenna is going to move back slightly.
So behind you?
Yeah. Well, maybe 10 feet back behind Shrew. And she's going to ready a cantrip, Sacred Flame. If she sees the ochre pop up, she's going to cast that.
Okay. And what's Shrew doing?
Shrew is doing the same. He's moving back, but he's just staying there, moving back next to Fenna.
Okay, and Fabian?
The same, moving back as far as where Shrew and Fenna are. He's going to ready his bow and hold his turn with his bow and arrow equipped and ready to shoot if he sees the ochre.
Sorry, what was Shrew doing? He moved back and...
He just moved back. He's not,
okay.
He's not doing anything. Actually, Shrew is gonna ready his action, and he's gonna... If he sees the ochre pop up, he's gonna move his moonbeam there, wherever he pops up.
Okay.
Unless it's where a friend is.
It's over to the ochre's turn, and he does indeed pop up directly in front of Fabian. So Fenna was going to cast
Sacred Flame.
So he has to
Dexterity
saving throw. And this is one dexterous
blob.
Oh no, it's not. It's a 10, so he fails.
Yes.
How is Fenna going to lay the smack down again this time?
Let's see. She
And
rolled a
it's 2 for
3.
2.
3. Is that it?
That's it.
That does it. Nice.
That does it.
This time she's more composed. She hasn't got hit by this one. And she feels she started to get to grips with all this adventuring. So she's just gonna explode the jelly. Not very, it's not gonna be very...
You hear Fabian go... As he gets covered by... He takes the full brunt of the explosion.
Well, I knew we shouldn't be investigating more tunnels, but at least this one went much better than the other encounter.
I was worried there for a moment when I stepped on it.
Should we push on?
Well, from where I was, it looked like there was another... The tunnel just ended. Probably another one of those secret doors that we found.
Okay, let's push on, go all the way around. I want to investigate that pile of rubble before we actually leave.
Okay.
13.
13, so you search for the through the rubble as best as you can. And you find lots of bits of what's left of the ochre jelly.
Nothing there, no?
And nothing else, just rubble and stone and dust and cobwebs and all sorts of unassuming things.
Let's move on.
So your party
Carries on through the tunnel, yeah.
Carries on through the tunnel and through the other secret door that you found, leading you back to the
same place.
The exact same place you just were.
I might be getting too bold, but I feel like searching the other door.
I say we carry on. We made mincemeat out of that last one.
Don't get too cocky now, Fabian. But yeah.
What should we do then? Shrew?
We carry on through the other secret door. Again, I'm looking at the ceiling, the same as before. So
this corridor, as you open the secret door, you see that it goes about 10 feet forward and then takes a sharp right.
We carry on. Same marching order. Same. Do you want me to roll investigation again for this, or?
Nah, it's okay. We'll just carry on, yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to see shit then.
And as you take that sharp right, you see that there's a door about 20 feet in front of you. Down this, again, narrow 5-foot corridor.
Push that door open, or rather ask Fabian to do it.
And Fabian obliges, pushing open, and you come into a small 15 by 20 foot room, which appears to have once been a bedroom, as you see 3 stone bed frames against the eastern wall as you walk in.
A bedroom. I wonder if this was a palace of sorts. Maybe this was the king's room or the queen's room.
And based on that altar, it might have been a temple. And you see Fenner sort of nodding in agreement.
You guys are very astute. You guys are very astute indeed. So, this is where the clergymen or priests slept. Let's investigate. Let's turn this room upside down. Let's find some more treasure.
You've got quite the taste for the coin now, haven't you, Shrew?
I'm starting to get used to this. I'm starting to like this quite a bit.
Okay, so roll investigation.
Once?
Yeah.
15.
15. So yeah, as you're searching, the room has been long since ransacked, but you do find another secret door at the southern end of the room. Again, a familiar mechanism that you've come across so many times already in this excavation site.
We push on, guys. We push on.
Okay, as you push through this door, it opens into a small vestry.
Is that a room attached?
Yeah, it's a small room that the clergy would have used to get changed.
Right.
So you see a rather empty room, but on the far side you see that there's a door that's slightly ajar, and you also see that there's 2 suits of red leather armor, which now look completely rotten and ruined.
Is there anything else? Like, I don't see any priest attire.
No.
Nothing. And there was 2 doors, you said?
One door on the far side of the room.
Right, so we go through that door.
Okay, so yeah, you open the door and it opens up into it sort of cuts into a small sort of 15-foot corridor, but you're sort of coming into it widthwards, and directly in front of you there's another door, and to your left there's a pile of rubble with a faint green glow, but you can see that this pile of rubble goes all the way up to the ceiling. You can just sort of make out a slight green glow from beyond it.
Beyond the door? In front of me?
Beyond the rubble to your left as you...
beyond the rubble to my left, there's a small green glow, but it's blocking our path.
Yeah, the rubble is floor to ceiling high.
Floor to ceiling high. And there's a door in front of me as well.
Yeah.
And to our right, the corridor continues.
To your right, the corridor sort of goes 5 foot and ends in a wall.
So we'll go through the other door. What? Yeah, we'll go through the other door.
Okay, so as you open this, you come across a small room again, similar size to the vestry you've just come from, and it's covered in rubble, but you see that there's a skeleton of a dwarven priest wearing rotten leather armor.
Can I search the skeleton thoroughly?
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, so as you search through the skeleton, around its neck you find a chain with a symbol on it. Roll a religion check.
15.
So yeah, you will have seen this during your days in Neverwinter. where you would have come across dwarves and heard tales of, their religion, something that you took an interest in, having been taken in by priests. So you recognize this as the symbol of Abathur.
Abathur.
Who was known as the Great Master of Greed. He was a dwarven god of greed who became an intensely greedy deity and was both desirous and envious of others' riches. So you find a holy symbol of this deity, and you also find a tiny jeweled dagger on a silver chain.
Ooh.
Which is inscribed with dwarvish runes.
Runes?
Runes, yes. Not runes. You found it in the ruins, but it's engraved with runes.
Fenna, do you read Dwarven, or...?
I'm afraid I don't.
I'm sure our friends outside do. Well, I found this amulet and this small dagger. And is the room, that's the room, there's nothing else in the room.
There's nothing else in the room, yeah.
And now from here on, it's all the way back. There's no...
It's all the way back, or if you wanted to explore beyond the rubble.
But I couldn't, it was blocking my passage. Yeah.
It would take hours and hours to get through that.
So we're going to go all the way back. We believe... Actually, where the corridor... We're going to go back to the corridor where the rubble is, and on the other side there was a dead end. Just going to check if there's a secret door on that dead end.
Okay, so the corridor you've just come in from then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
10.
Roll with advantage, because you know the doors you're looking for.
10.
I'll say that you're very familiar with these doors, so it gives way again, and you recognize this as the sort of wrap-around corridor that was directly behind the altar, where you fought the second encounter with the Yoka.
It links to that again as well.
Yeah.
Right. In the middle of that corridor.
So it would appear that you've explored every inch of this place.
Okay.
Bar the green glow that's coming from the rubble.
I want to get close to that rubble. That's piquing my interest. I want to try and see if there's anything there, anything I can discern from a check, and maybe a way to find a way through, or there's a button, or there's a door, or whatever. It's rubble, but I just want to check it.
Okay.
5.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a pile of rubble, but there's a curious green glow coming from somewhere.
Behind it.
Behind it all.
So yeah, then we're just going to make all the way back. This time, instead of coming in from the secret entrance where we came from, we're going to go through those double doors that was in the altar room.
Yep.
And in that chamber, we want to make sure there's no ogres there either.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way back without any mishaps or any encounters, and you find yourself in this room. And as you look around with your torch and quite feeling reassured, having defeated 2 of these creatures now, you're confident that there's nothing else in this room.
Well, friends, it appears we have cleared these ruins, or this old temple of the threat that lived in them. We leave with a bit of wonder and mystery, because I don't know what that glow was. But perhaps the dwarves could shed a bit of light on that.
I agree. Perhaps they know more about this temple than we do.
We walk outside of the temple and towards the dwarves.
And as you make your way outside the temple to the courtyard where you met the dwarves, I think that's a nice place to wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
Quite an intense one.
Yep. Could have gone horribly. I honestly feared for Fenna's life there, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it on time to administer a potion, or if she was going to be able to roll enough saving throws.
Yeah, it was certainly intense from my side of the screen as well. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in again today. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to tune into the next episode where Shrew's Shrubberies will report back to the dwarves on their findings. Please be sure to leave us a review. That would really help us and really inspire us to carry on doing what we love doing for you wonderful people of the podcasting world.
Remember to follow us, to visit us, rather, at i2td.com. It's a bit of a tongue twister, i2td.com, i2td.com. That's I, to the number td.com, and there you'll find links to all our social media. Twitter, Instagram, for now. We never know where this can go. We might pop up in other social media in the future. And you'll also find our Discord server there, a link to our Discord server, where we are building community. Hopefully we can grow and more people will join and we can have fun there, talk about stuff that we all enjoy, and build a nice, tightly knit community there. We also have our Patreon and our Buy Me a Coffee pages.
Yeah, and as we have seen today more than in the previous episodes, we need all the help we can get with just Shrew and his Shrubberies. You know, anything you can do to help, become a magus? I still can't pronounce it. Magus.
I like to call it magus. I don't know if that's the proper pronunciation, but I like to say magus.
Yeah, so basically become a magi, or a part of the magi, and become a magus. Either a proto-magus, that sounds a bit like a transformer to me.
Proto-magus.
I2TT.
another robot.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Proto-magus, the magus, and the arch-magus. Those are the different tiers you'll find in Patreon. Each of those have different perks. Obviously, the arch-magus is a one you have to cough up a bit of more cashola, but will give you more perks.
Yeah, certainly. Or alternatively, you can give us a one-off donation and buy us a potion, because Adabra likes to charge the big bucks for potions.
Yeah,
so
she's killing us. She's a bit of a what do you call it? A mogul. A bit of a.
Yeah, well, she's the only one in.
She's a shark.
She's the only one in the area with potions.
True.
So
she's got a bit of a monopoly going on there.
For sure. So you can help Shrew and his Shrubberies by buying us a potion through buymeacoffee.com as a one-off donation, either of which will go towards the time, effort, and resources we spend on crafting these episodes and wonderful future content for you.
Yeah, and this brings us to our next segment. A segment we like to call The Last Ones Standing.
The end of the episode club.
And in this episode, well, explain what this is for those that are hearing us for the first time.
Yeah, this is your maiden voyage into the end of the episode club. Congratulations. You are now an initiate. And basically what this is a little fun game we like to play with you, our listeners, where we give out a secret code word which will show us and prove to us that you are one of the last ones standing. You've made it this far into the episode, and for which you'll have our eternal gratitude. So by writing us a comment on any of our social media channels with the phrase, "I don't think you're ready for this jelly."
Is that going to copyright strike us?
I think if there's any algorithm, there's no way they're going to... there's not going to be a match. I was probably completely out of key and tune, so that should be fine. So yeah, the code word is "I don't think you're ready
for this jelly."
Yeah, so leave us a comment, a witty remark with that phrase, and we'll know that you've made it all the way to the end. And the one that makes us laugh the hardest and loudest will get a shout out on our Discord.
So with that, we bid you farewell, and as always, we are eternally grateful for your support, and we hope to catch you next time as we delve into the dungeon.